Hello, beautiful people of the internet. How are you doing today? My name is Jackie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some upcoming 2024 book releases that I am intrigued by. These are books that are scheduled to come out next year, which I've added to my TBR because I think they sound interesting, and hopefully you'll think they sound interesting too. So keep watching this video to see my anticipated 2024 book releases, then tell me some upcoming titles you're interested in the comment section down below. First, I definitely want to check out The Fury by Alex Michaelides. Alex Michaelides is the author of The Silent Patient and The Maidens. This third book of his is coming out, I believe, January 16th, 2024, so not very far away at all. The Silent Patient was so insanely hyped on booktube, and to be honest, when I read it, I was disappointed by it because I think due to the fact that it was so hyped, my hopes were a little too high, and I was able to figure out where the book was going. I think maybe I would have liked it more if I hadn't heard so many rave reviews about it before I picked it up. And controversially, everybody hated The Maidens. I didn't mind it, and I think part of the reason why I kind of liked it was because I went in knowing people hated it, and so there were no expectations. I think, I kind of had the opposite experiences to everyone else because I went into one book with very high hopes, and I went into the other one like not expecting anything. And I think going into a book with no expectations is kind of better because when everybody is saying, oh my god, this thriller is so shocking, the twist, you'll never believe it, I'm going into the book like already thinking, okay, what's a twist that I think a lot of people wouldn't see coming? This! Oh, that's what it is? Cool, Whereas with The Maidens, I went in not expecting anything from it, and so I was like, hey, people said this book was bad. I thought it was decent. I thought it was good. Everybody hated it. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as I feared. So, considering I had hot takes about both of Alex Michaelides' previous books, I'm interested in reading another book from him and seeing what I think. The Fury follows a reclusive movie star named Lana and her friends who all go on a vacation together to this very secluded Greek island, but somebody ends up being murdered on the island. I do love a mystery thriller with like an isolated setting, that sort of, and then there were none sort of thing where all these people come to this one location and they start dying one by one and they don't know who the killer is. That's a mystery trope that I personally really enjoy. So I am interested in picking up this next book by this author and seeing what I think. Will I once again have an unpopular opinion? I don't know. I guess time will tell. Next, I am very intrigued by The Widow Spy, which is by Megan Campisi. This book is coming out from Atria Books on April 9th, 2024, and the reason I am so excited to check this book out is because it's based on a true story that I personally really wanted to see fictionalized. The Widow Spy is based on a woman called Kate Warne, and she was actually a real female private detective in the 1800s in the United States. She worked for Pinkerton's, the famous detective agency. I believe she was their first female employee, and so The Widow Spy is based off of her and some of the missions that she completed during the Civil War. I have found this story really interesting. Ever since I watched the Puppet History episode about Kate Warne, I think it's called something like How America's First Female Private Detective Saved Abraham Lincoln. And ever since I watched that, I was like, how is there not a book or like a movie about this woman? Because it's just such a fascinating story to me. So Kate Warne was a female private detective in a time where women were not detectives, and actually Alan Pinkerton, the head of Pinkerton's, was so impressed with Kate and her abilities that he started a whole department for female private detectives and had Kate be their leader. And I just want someone to make a TV series about a whole gang of 1800s lady private detectives. Like, is that not an amazing story? So when I saw that Megan Campisi wrote this book based off of Kate Warren, I was like, adding it to my TBR right away. That is what I've been waiting for. I hope that it delivers on the amazing concept, because I have been hoping and praying for a book or a TV show or a movie inspired by this story. Another 2024 release I'm really excited for is Kill Her Twice by Stacey Lee. This is also coming out in April, I believe on April 23rd. So I read The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee, which is a young adult historical fiction, and I actually quite enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I'm not a big young adult reader anymore, but I read that book for my Reading Like a Pisces vlog. We'll link that in the card. And I really did like it overall. I thought it was pretty well written and I liked the main character. So when I saw that Stacey Lee is coming out with a 1930s noir murder mystery, I was like, sign me up. Because I already liked one book by her, and the concept of this one sounds right up my alley. I have high hopes for this book. It sounds so good. So Kill Her Twice takes place in Los Angeles in the year 1932. It is a young adult noir historical mystery. Lulu Wang is a famous actress, the so-called pride of Chinatown, but then she ends up murdered. The 3 Chow sisters, May, Peony, and Gemma. Are those their names? Let me read the description again. Yes, May, Gemma, and Peony. I thought I messed up because it didn't sound right. I had them in the wrong order. But May, Gemma, and Peony, they find the body of Lulu, who is an old friend of theirs from school, and they do not trust the police to actually solve Lulu's murder. The police are just brushing it off because obviously, you know, in this time period when the LA police were infamously corrupt, you can't really trust them to solve a murder, especially the murder of a Chinese American woman. Suspecting a police cover-up, the 3 sisters decide that they have to take it upon themselves to solve the case and figure out what really happened to Lulu. This book sounds so good. Like, it sounds so interesting to me. Just the kind of thing that I think I could like, and I already know that I like this author's writing, so hopefully this one is going to be a winner. I think the concept sounds great. And finally, the last 2024 book release I want to talk about in this video is The Last Murder at the End of the World by Stuart Turton. This book is coming out in May 2024, and I am so excited for this one. I have been dying for a new Stuart Turton book to come out, and I'm so excited for this one. I really loved The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I thought it was so unique, and honestly, maybe in hindsight, I should have given it 5 stars because it definitely made a strong impression on me. It was not perfect, but it was a very unique murder mystery, just so different from other books that I've read, and it's one that I still remember really enjoying. Then I also read his other book, The Devil in the Dark Water, and I give that one a 4. I liked it. I didn't love it as much as Evelyn Hardcastle, but it was still really good. So I have been waiting for another book by him to come out since I liked those 2. And the moment that the title and plot for this was announced, I was like, yes, Stuart Turton is back, adding to my TBR. I am definitely excited to dive into this one. This is another very unique murder mystery. I'm gonna have to read the Goodreads description because I do not trust myself to accurately describe the premise. Solve the murder to save what's left of the world. Outside the island, there is the world destroyed by a fog that swept the planet, killing anyone it touched. On the island, it is idyllic. 122 villagers and 3 scientists living in peaceful harmony. The villagers are content to fish, farm, and feast, to obey their nightly curfew, to do what they're told by the scientists. Until, to the horror of the islanders, one of their beloved scientists is found brutally stabbed to death, and they learn the murder has triggered a lowering of the security system around the island, the only thing that was keeping the fog at bay. If the murder isn't solved within 92 hours, the fog will smother the island and everyone on it. But the security system has also wiped everyone's memories of exactly what happened the night before, which means that someone on the island is a murderer, and they don't even know it. Doesn't that sound wild? Like, that is something. That is an interesting concept for a murder mystery. And, you know, I don't think it sounds like the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle is basically Downton Abbey with time travel and murder. Like, I'm sold by that. That sounds perfect for me. This one, I don't read the description and think, oh, that sounds perfect for me. But I do think it sounds interesting. And especially the part about the person who is the murderer doesn't even know they're the murderer. Like, that sounds really interesting to me, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this book is all about when it's released. So those are some 2024 book releases I have on my radar. Let me know, are you interested in reading any of these forthcoming books? What are some 2024 releases you are excited for? Let me know in the comment section. And if you're still here and don't know what to comment, why don't you leave a sparkly heart in the comment section down below so I know you're still watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday. My social media links are down below if you want to follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, or be my friend on Goodreads. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an exceptional rest of your day. Bye, and I'll see you next time.